Cold snap wasn't enough to stop aviation enthusiasts from attending the Africa Aerospace and Defence exhibition. Thousands gathered for the event at the Waterkloof Airforce Base, including two friends from Johannesburg. Newzroom Afrika's Aldrin Sampear has the details.
Meet Kaelo Shwenyane and Eli Fisher. You may remember these 11-year-old faces from a couple of months ago.
Let's take you back to Midrand now, where the Air Force Alouette 2 helicopter will race against the Gautrain from Midrand to Centurion stations. The most interesting story, right? Newzroom Afrika's Corinda Jagmahan is watching the race this morning, and hopefully we'll be able to see it live. Corinda, what are you seeing so far?
I'm not the only journalist here. In fact, I'm competing with these two young gentlemen who want to get on the train before us. Thank you so much for coming. Let me start with your name.
Kaelo. Eli.
Okay, what are you excited to see today? Tell me about your excitement.
I just want to see how fast they both go. I'm excited to see the Alouette. It's an amazing helicopter. Like when I go to the air shows, I always see it, and it's a really nice helicopter to see.
With the help of Corinda and the organizers of the Africa Aerospace and Defence exhibition, we tracked them down with a surprise.
Hey Eli, hey Kaelo, I'm impressed by you. You know what, I saw you on channel 405. I'm impressed by your knowledge of aviation, and your passion and enthusiasm for aviation. Holding a camera when the Alouette was racing the Gautrain.
That is the man that organizes the air show. Tomorrow, you're going to get taken to the air show and you're going to be given special access on the day of the air show and taken around all of the planes by that gentleman.
Which bit do you look forward to the most?
Getting to see that I'm going to go to see the air show again, and that I can go with Eli again. But this time I'll actually be with him, and then they're gonna take us step by step, and then we get VIP access. That's so cool.
This is the biggest air show on the continent. The biennial event attracts international exhibitors too. It boasts the latest innovation in aviation, aerospace and defense. And then we thought, what if we challenge these inquisitive lads to actually do the interviews themselves?
How did you get into aviation?
Oh, it's a long story. Thank you for asking that question. I was telling Aldrin the other day that I applied to the South African Air Force when I was young. And my mom was not impressed because at that time we had a military base close to our house. So it was during apartheid era, and they used to fly very low and making a lot of noise, and my mom was afraid. She was scared. And when I explained to her what I'm going to do, what I want to be a fighter pilot, she says, "Manaka, are you going to fly these things?" She says, "No ways, no ways." So eventually I joined AMSCO, Armaments Corporation of South Africa, and that's how I eventually got into the aviation space that I find myself in, because Armaments Corporation of South Africa, AMSCO, they help the South African National Defence Force to build their weapons, to acquire weapons, to make sure that their systems are operational. And you want to become an engineer and work at AMSCO one day. It's a beautiful company to work for. It's where the exciting projects, every asset that you see here has been through AMSCO. There is a young engineer, brilliant engineers that are working in that company, that are designing the weapon systems, buying weapon systems, the Grippens, the Hawks, the landward systems, the corvettes that we have at sea, the submarines, everything. So AMSCO is the heartbeat of the South African National Defence Force, and that's how I found myself here.
What's the G-force like when you're experiencing it, very high speeds? What's it like? What does it feel like?
So the best way I can actually tell you, it's like having an elephant sitting on your chest. But you get the training for it, and then you get used to it. So for someone like myself, I like action, so I enjoy it. Even though it is tough, and you do age a bit, but then at the end of the day, you get used to it, and you also get the training for it.
This will help me a lot in my future when I might try join the Air Force or that's all I have to say really. Thank you.
No. You always, one thing I can tell you, I myself was a young lad, almost your age. I did AAD. So I was also a part of this, and I also saw those fighters on the other side, and I said, that's what I want to do. So I've got a challenge for you. Only you can stop yourself from achieving your dreams and your goals.
Former Basic Education Minister turned Defense Minister is all smiles.
And some of these people were actually in basic education at some point.
No, it's true. It's our products. You can see that it was not a mistake to encourage all of them to do math, science, and technology, and you can see the output.
While these two friends from St. David's have an unbreakable bond, it's evident they won't end up in the same lecture room.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
Maybe I'll be a chartered accountant or something.
So it's about the money?
Yes.
Yeah?
Getting and handling money.
Yeah. And for you, Eli?
What I'd like to be in my life, probably I would go to flight school first, save up the money for that, use my savings, and hopefully my parents would help me a bit on that. Once I'm done with that, I'll try to apply for the Air Force.
Hey, maybe we should check in with them 10 years from now. Can someone please set a reminder for September 2034? Yeah, September 2034. For Newzroom Afrika on channel 405, I'm Aldrin Sampear in Waterkloof, Centurion.